We are fascinated by stories told by people who have had a near-death experience. The reason is quite simple. We all want to know what lies beyond. It's a journey we will all have to take. Since humankind's existence, it's a subject that has consumed every society. We have created over 10,000 religions with all-powerful deities and spiritual teachings to help answer deep and meaningful questions. But what do people who have experienced near-death say about what they saw, what they felt? They tell us of profound experiences that involve vivid perceptions, sensations, and visions that seem to transcend physical reality. Is this proof of the afterlife and spiritual dimensions, or simply neurological or psychological phenomena triggered by the brain under extreme stress? We are going to explore the phenomena of near-death experiences, what people report seeing, how these experiences have changed them, and whether they offer insights into the nature of God or an afterlife. One of the most striking aspects of near-death experiences is the consistency in what people report, regardless of their culture, background, or religious beliefs. These include out-of-body experiences. Most people describe the sensation of leaving their bodies and observing the scene around them from above. They often describe seeing medical personnel working on them or loved ones nearby, all the while feeling detached from any physical pain or emotional distress that would accompany such a situation. Most say that they saw a tunnel of light, a dark or dimly lit passage with a bright, warm and welcoming light at the end of it. This light is interpreted as a divine presence or a gateway to another realm by most. They tell us about encounters with deceased loved ones. These meetings are most often described as comforting and peaceful. Some even communicate with them through what would be non-verbal telepathic ways. Many also report of a kind of life review. They speak of significant moments in their lives, both good and bad, that they relive or are replayed. People report the feeling of experiencing the moment from their perspectives and the perspective of the people they interacted with. It's sometimes accompanied with a sense of judgment and self-reflection, and is most often experienced as a positive event, without any harsh emotional feelings of regret. There is also a sense of peace and bliss. They tell of an overwhelming feeling of peace, love, and acceptance. People describe being enveloped by an all-encompassing sense of calm and well-being, often feeling that they are home or in a place of safety. Most people say that there was a choice and a decision to return. People recount reaching a point where they were given a choice to continue on or return to their physical bodies. Some report being told that their time on Earth isn't over yet, while others feel an inner compulsion to go back, often suggesting that it was for the sake of loved ones. Virtually everyone who has had a near-death experience says that it changes them, that it transforms who they are, how they feel, and they assume a greater understanding of life. These transformations change the individual's worldview, relationships, and sense of purpose, with most undergoing very similar life changes. One of the most common is the loss of fear of death. This is one of the most dramatic and consistent effects of near-death experiences, a reduced or complete loss of the fear. People who have had the experience often describe death not as an ending, but as a transition to a more peaceful, loving, and eternal existence. This new understanding leads to a serene approach to life and an acceptance of its eventual end and transformation. Most gain an increased sense of spirituality. They tell us of a heightened sense of the self, a heightened feeling of spirituality, gaining a better knowledge of themselves and their metaphysical approach to the world around them. Interestingly enough, this most often does not translate into a renewed interest in religion. Individuals describe feeling more connected to the universe or a higher power. They may pursue new spiritual practices or deepen their existing ones, seeking to align more closely with what they perceive as the divine and not the real-world manifestation of it. People gain a greater sense of compassion and empathy towards others. The experience during their life review, where they relived their actions from the perspective of others, leads them to place a higher value on kindness and developing positive relationships. Many describe feeling a newfound desire to help others and contribute to the well-being of humanity. Many people end up changing their life priorities. The experience shifts a person's focus away from material concerns and toward more meaningful and spiritual aspects of life. Some people become less concerned with accumulating wealth or status and more interested in fostering deep connections, exploring personal growth, and contributing to the greater good in a meaningful way. This in turn gives them a heightened sense of purpose. They feel that their near-death experience revealed a greater mission for their lives. They may come back with a clearer understanding of why they survived and what they are meant to accomplish. For some, this may even mean changing their careers, dedicating themselves to a cause, or pursuing more creative or altruistic endeavors. But what about the question of God and the afterlife? What do people who experience a near-death event say about the existence of a deity? Many say that they had the perception of being with a divine presence and having a glimpse of the afterlife. The one thing that is very interesting about what they tell us is about the nature of these experiences. They appear to be heavily influenced by a person's cultural or religious background, and details can vary wildly. Some describe this presence as a being made of light, exuding unconditional love and acceptance. Others experience it as a voice or an omnipresent force. Atheists and agnostics who undergo near-death experiences interpret the experience in less religious terms, but still describe a profound encounter with something greater than themselves. Some people report seeing landscapes such as fields, gardens, or celestial cities bathed in light. These descriptions often align with the individual's religious beliefs about what heaven or paradise might look like. However, many emphasize that words cannot capture nor explain the beauty and peace of the place they experienced and visited. Despite differences in religious or cultural backgrounds, many return with a more universalist outlook, believing that all paths lead to the same divine source. They may emphasize the interconnectedness of all life and suggest that love and compassion are central to this understanding of existence, regardless of specific religious doctrine. However, there is also a scientific perspective of near-death experiences that goes a long way in explaining most of what people describe. While the near-death experience can be deeply personal and often transformative, scientists have explained what people saw and felt in terms of brain function. They suggest that the event triggered a neurological process that occurs when the brain is deprived of oxygen. For example, the sensation of traveling through a tunnel may be linked to changes in visual processing as the brain begins to shut down. This can be reproduced using various hallucinogenic drugs in patients. Neurologists and researchers suggest that the brain releases chemicals during moments of extreme stress, such as endorphins or DMT, which could account for the feelings of euphoria and vivid hallucinations associated with these powerful experiences. One doctor who had a number of patients describe a near-death experience to him conducted an experiment. He placed a clock that could only be seen by someone who was above eye level. When patients described a near-death event to him and had an out-of-body experience, he asked if they had seen a clock. None of them spoke about ever seeing a clock or mentioned what time it was. Despite these scientific explanations, most people who have near-death experiences dismiss them. They suggest that you can only truly understand if you experience it yourself. Then and only then will you come to a similar conclusion as they. Near-death experiences are a fascinating exploration into human consciousness, spirituality, and the nature of life and death. They profoundly affect those who have the experience, and it often leads to life-changing transformations, fostering greater empathy, a deeper sense of purpose, and no longer having the fear of death. The near-death phenomena remains an intense topic of discussion, but no consensus has been reached, and probably never will. We hope you enjoyed our journey into near-death experiences and invite you to join us in our next adventure.